Well, the Prime Ministers today had a meeting with a number of Chief Ministers. The indications are that the lockdown, whenever it is lifted, will be lifted in a staggered fashion. And as I've been saying for the last couple of days, we're going to have to wait to see what that specifically means. Now, the numbers continuing to increase. India, 2,000 cases have been hit, 50 deaths have been hit. A large number of those cases, something like 20% of all those cases, linked just to that one incident from the Tablighi Jamaat in Nizamuddin, which shows what a super spreader can actually do. But it has to still be said that in terms of what's happening across the world, India not doing that badly. This is what the world is looking like. Something like 940,000 cases nearly across the world. Nearly 50,000 deaths, is about 47 to 48,000 deaths already across the world. But in particular, it's the trajectory that you've got to look at, the growth rate, the way that curve of cases is moving up. You can see it is continuing to go up in an almost exponential manner. In fact, it is an exponential manner. And that is shown also when you look at the logarithmic scales. What does logarithmic do? It essentially shows when cases are doubling after every 4 or 5 days, it shows up best in a log scale. Look at the number of deaths that we are seeing in the world on a log scale. It's 47,000 right now, but see, if it keeps on moving at the rate that it is right now, it won't be that long. Just a few days from now, it could be 100,000 deaths. And that's why flattening the curve is particularly important. And especially in some of these countries, look at the US. It's already hit 200,000 cases in the United States. You'll remember just a couple of days back, we were talking about when the US is going to hit 100,000. It's already at 200,000. Italy, Spain, more than 100,000. And some cities, look at New York, 83,000 cases in the city of New York alone right now. That's more than the total number of reported cases in all of China. I'm saying reported because there are some doubts about the veracity of the numbers in China. So it is continuing to look really grim around the world. Numbers rising in India. We'll have to try and keep that curve as flat as we can. Here are the big headlines for today.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday held a video conference with chief ministers of all states to discuss ways to check the spread of coronavirus. PM told the chief ministers to formulate a common exit strategy to ensure the staggered re-emergence of the population once the lockdown ends on the 14th of April. PM reiterated that testing, community tracing, social isolation and quarantine should remain the focus in the next few weeks. Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, Home Minister Amit Shah along with top bureaucrats were present at the meeting along with the Prime Minister.
India on Thursday morning reported its 50th coronavirus-linked death according to data from the Union Health Ministry. As per the data, 12 deaths were reported in the past 24 hours. Across the country, 1,965 cases of COVID-19 infection have been confirmed, with 328 in the past 24 hours. The number of infected patients who have been discharged after treatment at various hospitals and medical colleges is now 151.
The death of a COVID-19 patient and a BMC worker testing positive from Mumbai's Dharavi has exposed its residents to the vulnerability of contracting the viral infection and sparked a fear of its spread in one of the biggest slums in Asia. On Thursday, a 52-year-old BMC sanitization worker was found positive for the virus. On Wednesday, authorities sealed the building where the deceased man lived and put all the residents in home quarantine. Several small-scale industries and workshops of leather goods, pottery and textiles operate from the slum colony, which has a population of about 15 lakhs and is spread over 613 acres. The area has been demarcated as a containment zone. A civic official said they have also planned periodic spraying of disinfectants in the area, while the police have restricted people's movement there.
Instances of attacks on doctors and health workers are rising in the country. In Madhya Pradesh's Indore, angry locals threw stones at doctors, healthcare workers and civic officials who went to screen people for coronavirus in the city's Tatpatli Bakhal area. This comes 2 days after locals of Ranipura area of the city allegedly spat at officials and abused them during screening. Doctors at Hyderabad's Gandhi Hospital were allegedly attacked after a patient with multiple illnesses died of COVID-19 on Wednesday.
The number of coronavirus cases linked to the Tablighi Jamaat congregation in Delhi's Nizamuddin last month shot up to at least 387 on Wednesday. The number has led to the sharpest single-day spike in India since the outbreak of the deadly pandemic. Tamil Nadu has registered the largest share so far at 190, followed by 71 in Andhra Pradesh, 53 in Delhi, 28 in Telangana, 13 in Assam, 12 in Maharashtra, 10 in Andaman, 6 in Jammu and Kashmir, and 2 in Puducherry and Gujarat each.
The World Health Organization has voiced deep concern over the rapid escalation and global spread of COVID-19 cases. The deadly infection has now reached 205 countries and territories. WHO Director General said on Wednesday that in the past 5 weeks there has been a near exponential growth in the number of new cases and the number of deaths has more than doubled in the past week. He warned that the world will see 1 million confirmed cases and 50,000 deaths worldwide in the next few days.
Moody's Investor Service on Thursday revised its outlook for the Indian banking system from stable to negative as it expects banks' asset quality to worsen due to disruption in economic activity from the coronavirus pandemic. Moody's report mentioned that a sharp decline in economic activity and a rise in unemployment will lead to a worsening of household and corporate finances, which will in turn result in increased delinquencies. During an interaction with Union Commerce and Industry Minister Piyush Goyal, export industry representatives have said that if the government does not find a way soon to reopen manufacturing units under lockdown, Indian products will lose their international markets to China, which has resumed production post the coronavirus outbreak. The industry players demanded resumption with some 50% manpower or even less so that the industry is not hit hard, the Indian Express reported. Exporters have also sought financial sops to pay wages, citing liquidity crunch with businesses being hit by the outbreak.
The coronavirus has killed 884 people over the past 24 hours in the US, a new one-day record for the country, Johns Hopkins University said on Wednesday evening. That took the total death toll in America to 4,475. The US by far has the highest number of reported cases anywhere in the world. The number of reported cases rose by 25,000 over the past 24 hours to 213,372, said the university's coronavirus tracker.
After US President Donald Trump spoke to his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin over the telephone on the 30th of March, Washington has decided to buy from Russia ventilators, medical supplies, and other personal protection equipment needed to treat patients with COVID-19. The United States has reported over 5,000 deaths and more than 2 lakh infections, the highest in the world. As the country wrestles with the pandemic, it has faced a shortage of medical supplies and other gear needed to fight the virus.